Hello and welcome to the One Seed video. Here we will read along with the story just as it is in the book and like a play with sound effects. Then we will join the One Seed children to sing along with the One Seed song. At the end of the video, you will be able to see children's art in the One Seed Kids Art Gallery. And there are some very important questions for you to answer and some examples of seeds as ideas. Are you ready? Now this is a story about one seed. Is everybody ready and comfortable?
Yes.
Then we'll begin. A long time ago there was a seed blowing about the desert plain. It swirled and flew with the wind and sand in one direction and then another. One day the seed decided to settle down and grow. Now this was unheard of in the desert. All the other seeds shouted as they went spinning by,
It can't be done.
It's never been done before.
It's impossible.
No, you can't do that. Yes, I can.
said the seed.
Just watch me.
The seed took no notice of what all the other seeds said, and it planted itself firmly in one spot. It opened itself and sent up a little shoot, then sent down a little root. Still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. Soon the shoot grew above the surface of the sand. It was green and had little spikes at the top. The roots grew down and began to hold firmly. Still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. All the other seeds shouted as they went spinning by,
It can't be done.
It's never been done before.
You'll not survive.
You'll never grow.
Yes, I will.
said the seed.
Just watch me.
And still the shoot grew taller and taller and taller and taller until it grew into a tree. It stood majestic against the bright yellow sand and the brilliant blue sky. All the other seeds were amazed and surprised and shouted as they went spinning by,
You won't last long.
You wait and see.
You'll only fall.
You won't last long. Yes, I will.
said the seed.
Just watch me.
Years went by, and the tree just grew bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and started dropping seeds to the ground. Pretty soon those new seeds opened up and sent little shoots up to the sky and little roots down into the sand. It wasn't long before there were several little trees growing around the big tree. Their roots had grown so deeply into the sand to find moisture that they started to suck water up to the surface of the desert. And soon the sand was moist enough for grass to grow. Then, when there were several trees growing strong and tall, the water began to bubble to the surface and made a wonderful cool blue lagoon. Word about the new lagoon was carried across the land by the wind, and little birds and insects flew to see this magnificent place and make it their home. With them they carried all kinds of seeds which grew into beautiful plants and flowers. One day some weary travelers were making their way across the desert and noticed in the distance this magical place. They led their camels to the lagoon, relaxed in the shade, and filled themselves with the cool, fresh spring water. After a few days, they felt refreshed and stronger and continued on their journey across the desert. In their clothes, they carried seeds that had fallen on them from the trees while they rested. As the travelers walked across the desert, the seeds fell out of their clothes, one by one, and took hold in the sand and grew into trees. So next time that you're seeking shade and you find it under a tree, just remember, it took one brave seed to start to grow, when all the other seeds said it was impossible and couldn't be done. One seed, that's all. Now let's have some fun and sing along with the One Seed Children and the One Seed Song. There once was a seed that decided to grow, while others laughed and teased. But that seed just wouldn't say no. In itself it truly believed. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. The seed took root and grew real tall, while the others laughed and teased. You won't last long, you'll only fall. Yet the seed became a tree. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Now that tree is fully grown, and now it's making seeds. Strong enough, it won't be long as they grow up into trees. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Next time that you're seeking shade and find it under a tree, remember that seed and the risk it made, how it grew for you and me. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all.
Everybody join in.
It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Welcome to the One Seed Kids Art Gallery. Here you will see some of the many pictures drawn by children after they had read the story of One Seed. If you would like to share your own drawing with other children, send it along and it will be included in the Kids Art Gallery on the One Seed website. Now here are some very important questions for you to answer. What comes from a seed? To give you an idea, an apple comes from a tree, which comes from a seed. Your cotton shirt comes from cotton, which comes from the cotton plant, which comes from a seed. A book is made from paper, which comes from pulp, which comes from wood, which comes from a tree, which comes from a seed. Just about everything comes from a seed, especially if you think of planet Earth as the biggest seed of all. What do you need to help a garden grow? Here are some ideas in these pictures. What have you been able to do that seemed impossible and couldn't be done, but you did it. Like riding a bike, singing a song in front of people, reading a whole book, growing a garden, swimming across a pool, making something special, running a race, standing up for yourself, doing something that made you feel really good. Ideas are also like seeds. They grow. In 1903, the Wright brothers believed they could fly. It hadn't been done before, and many people thought it was impossible and couldn't be done. But they did it. Now we have jet planes and rockets and spaceships. In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell demonstrated his telephone invention by speaking to his assistant in the next room. It had never been done before, and some may have thought it was impossible. But he did it. Now we have computers, cell phones, Bluetooth, BlackBerry, iPods, and more. Maybe an idea you have in the future will grow like one seed.
It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all.